seeing as there was just a host of injuries and prospective injuries and quarantines and everything going on with Tottenham in this international break. Harry Kane, obviously, yesterday in the game was getting hacked time and time again. Mm-hmm. There was one time he did go down really holding his ankle and looking like he was in a lot of pain.
And you're always with his ankles as well.
I know. All I could hear in my head was chocolate ankles, chocolate ankles, chocolate ankles in my head. But I really thought, even though he played the rest of the 90 minutes, I thought we were going to hear this morning about something that happened to him and that he maybe got some sort of knock or something in the game, but we haven't heard anything as of yet. But luckily we haven't heard anything as of yet. But let's go through this Dan Kilpatrick update talking about the Spurs injuries, and he says Skipp is hoping to be fit for Palace but set to be thoroughly assessed this afternoon along with Heung-min Son and Steven Bergwijn. Sessegnon is out of the Palace game after feeling a troublesome hamstring in England under-21 training, and obviously Romero, Lo Celso and Sanchez are in Croatia. So I guess it's a bit more hopeful on Skipp's, Son and Bergwijn.
Yeah.
But obviously those other four are definitely out. We knew that already.
When it comes to Sonny, we saw what that Korean journalist was saying. That he's felt a potential injury 2 weeks ago, and now he's felt a bit of stiffness in his groin area, and he wants to and obviously missed the game, not for a precautionary reason. But do you think if he's anything less than, if he's even feeling any sort of pain or any sort of stiffness or niggling injury, do you rest him for Saturday, or do you think would you risk him?
No, I wouldn't risk him. Not with the Arsenal and Chelsea games coming up. You can't. I wouldn't risk Son. I would. If he feels any sort of pain, any sort of discomfort, I genuinely would rest him until the Chelsea game. Don't play him Thursday night. Don't play him tomorrow. On Saturday, and have him fit and fresh for that Chelsea game. That's when we're going to really need him.
Would you have him on the bench just in case?
Yeah. Maybe I'll take him along on the bench. With 9 subs as well now. I think why not? It can't hurt having him on the bench, but only if it's really, really, really needed. Let's say we're 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go or something like that, or maybe it's 1-1 and we're trying to get that winner with 20 minutes to go. But ideally, I would like to see him completely rested this weekend if he has any sort of injury.
Yeah, but obviously if he has recovered and he's run 100%. You want back in the team straight away. Of
course,
that's the thing. But I'm a bit worried about Sonny. What I'm worried about is not necessarily him being injured necessarily, but I'm worried that he is gonna feel a bit of stiffness or something, and he's gonna say, "Don't worry, I'm fine." Because he always does that. Sonny,
yeah,
he always says, "I'm fine. You can count on me." And then the injury can come.
Sports science and the medical staff and the thing has gone on so much right now. They should see if he's in any discomfort and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They should be making the call, not him.
I know, but when it comes to Sonny, I don't know. I feel like because he's such an important player, if he says he's available, he's always going to be picked. That's what I feel with Sonny.
But you've got to protect him, and you've got to see what games we've got coming up. Chelsea and Arsenal double header. It's nothing to be sniffed at.
I get that, but then you risk playing games that are in 2 weeks' time instead of playing the game in front of you, and that's something that managers try not to do in a lot of senses.
I get that, but you got to protect your players as well.
Yeah, but you do have to protect your players, but players do a lot of players generally can play with discomfort and stuff like that, and they do that. Mm-hmm. So it's not necessarily. Wouldn't maybe not necessarily look at it as a sense that he's risking Son. He's just saying Son says he's okay, so I'm going to play him.
I don't think it's as simple as that. I think it's all to do with the kind of medical team or the sports science and all them. They'll know if Sonny's going to be at risk at playing the game or not. And if they say yes, he can't play. If they say no, then probably can play.
All the sports science obviously can help, but you also need the player to be. I think you need I think Sonny is always going to push to play. Is what I'm saying. So the sports science can sort of help in a general direction, but I don't. But if a lot of the times, even if he is feeling a bit of discomfort, if he says he's feeling fine and stuff like that, and he's ready to play, the managers a lot of the time will take the player's word.
There's one thing. There's one thing being in discomfort, and there's another thing put yourself at risk. You can be in discomfort and not put yourself at risk. It all depends on if that discomfort can lead to a bit of risk. You know what I mean? Like, I think, and that all comes down to what the medical staff is going to say and how they assess him. They're going to have extensive assessment today of Heung-min Son, so I guess we might have an answer by the press conference tomorrow. But I think that it all comes down to, it's a joint decision, isn't it? I think it's a joint decision between the staff and between Heung-min Son. I don't think it's going to all rely on Heung-min Son.
But just for you, does it hold any bearing the fact that as of Monday this week he had discomfort? So because of that, do you rest him regardless, or do you say if he's fine for the weekend, he's fine, and that's it?
I think it depends on how he's assessed today. It's hard to make that call right now. I think it all depends on what state he's come back to Tottenham in, how he's doing. Is it going to be any sort of risk playing him this weekend? I don't think you can make that call right now.
No, I'm just saying based on the fact he's had discomfort on the Monday at the beginning of the week. So regardless of whether he feels fine on the weekend or not, do you say, look, he was this beginning of the week, he was feeling a bit discomfort, we don't want to risk anything, or do we say we'll wait till we see how he feels at the end of the week, and then if he's fine, we'll play him?
Yeah, I think you wait. Yeah, of course you do.
You wait.
Of course you do, because if he's completely fine by the weekend, you play him. This is Heung-min Son we're talking about. So
I'm just worried. I'm worried he's going to pull something. I don't know. I'm just worried.
Yeah, I know. I mean, last night with Harry Kane, I was just like, I had my head in my hands every second. And Heung-min Son, if he's out, it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. He's going to be assessed today. Hopefully, he'll be fine. And then what do we? Then what's?
But everyone felt like it was just precautionary leaving him out that Korea game, and he could have played. And with Skipp as well, Lee Carsley didn't seem that worried about Ollie Skipp, and it seems as though Dan Kilpatrick claiming that Ollie Skipp is going to be fine for this weekend.
And he's hoping to be fit, he says, which is positive. So that's a good thing, and hopefully he can be in the team, because I think him and Højbjerg and Dele as well are developing a strong relationship in the centre. Maybe not going forward, they need to work on that, but defensively, how aggressive and how they work, and in tandem as well, I think they're developing something quite strong. So if they can carry that on, hopefully in possession it will come to the fore. But I wouldn't want to break that up just yet, because I think it's working quite well and it's helping us being really, really solid, and we know we have the firepower up front to hurt anyone. So I would like Skipp to continue there if possible, clearly. But he's also said Sessegnon's definitely out.
Yeah.
So
Sessegnon's got hamstrings, so that's definitely at least 2-3 weeks.
Definitely out. And then also Bergwijn is going to be assessed. Steven Bergwijn obviously holding the ice pack on his ankle after the game.
I guess we'll hear more in the press conference, whether it be later today or tomorrow. It'll probably be tomorrow. But as it stands right now, Son, Skipp and Bergwijn, all doubts for the game, but all could potentially play. Yeah.
And I guess if Bergwijn is injured, I get as long as Son's fit, it's not the end of the world. But and obviously we've got Gil there as well, and Lucas is in the squad, he can help the team. So we do have some options in the forward line. The forward line, maybe I'm not as worried about as the defensive part of our players missing. I think that could be a real issue. I think it could be a real Sanchez and Romero.
And also, Rodon didn't play last night.
No,
didn't even come on.
Yeah.
So that signals to me that he's not fit enough.
Otherwise, he would have started.
Yeah, or at least come on.
Yeah. Well, you don't usually bring on centre backs.
You don't, but I think when you've got a defender that's like that needs a bit of fitness, maybe you do bring him on.
Yeah, but I get that. Then they're playing Estonia. They need goals. They're not going to bring on a centre back, are they? Or 0-0. Yeah. So I can understand that, but I don't think he gets called up if he wasn't fit enough to play. I don't think.
So why didn't he play then? He's their first choice centre back.
Because maybe he's still not 100%. There's a difference between being fit enough to play and being 100%.
Yeah.
So whether he plays at 70 or 80% for Spurs, or whether we go with Emerson and Tanganga,
I think that's what we're going to go for.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go for a back four of Reguilon, Dyer, Tanganga, Emerson.
Definitely not Doherty.
No.
Do you reckon there's no chance Doherty plays?
Well, there's a chance. Of course there's a chance. He's in the squad, but that's just my personal opinion. I think Emerson...
Is it personal opinion on what you think will happen, or personal opinion as what you want to happen?
Both. I think it will happen. I don't think Nuno trusts Doherty.
No, neither do I. I wouldn't if I was him.
And Nuno's the one that sold him to us and was laughing in the background via selling him to us, and now he's stuck with him again.
And he played a couple of times for Republic of Ireland over the international break. Apparently had a good game against Portugal on the left-hand side, but against Serbia was not much to be desired, apparently. Yeah, a couple of days ago. Doherty.
Yeah, I heard that as well. And the game that he played well in, he played left back. He played left wing back.
And I'm sure it was just because he had some good he did some good defensive stuff. I don't think he was good going forward. Yeah, Doherty just, I don't know. I think we've just made a horrible mistake with that one, haven't we? I think it was one of those where maybe we got blinded by his stats and everything. As I think we clearly did. We got blinded by his attacking output and thought, okay,
he scored a goal against Arsenal and it was replayed everywhere.
Exactly, and he scored against us as well. And he scored in quite a few big games. Man City, I remember he scored, put in some really strong performances, and we thought, I think we got blinded by that, and we didn't drill down analytically enough in terms of why he was getting those numbers.